So how stable is a healthy gut microbiome? So let me step back one or two steps about complex systems biology. Systems like that are always characterized by what we call oscillations, by fluctuations over time at different time scales. This can be the most common fluctuation or oscillation are diurnal oscillations between night and day, which influence many functions. But it can also be seasonal in parts of the world that have 4 seasons. There are clearly distinct patterns of the system in each of the seasons. Can also be on shorter time scales. And so there are now studies that have shown very important influence of diurnal variations on the gut microbiome, both in terms of what's called its geography, meaning how close, for example, or the spatial linking of the microbes on the one side and the gut on the other side, how close the microbes come to the gut lining and to the immune system to induce, for example, gene expression in the gut. So that varies between nighttime and daytime. So only during one of these periods we have this close interaction that the microbes influence our gene expression pattern, for example. There's also the composition of the microbes. So in addition to the geography, the composition varies significantly between day and night, partially because normally people have adjusted their eating patterns to the diurnal rhythm. Unfortunately, that has been disrupted to a large degree with our modern lifestyle, where we eat at nighttime. We have shift workers that are awake during the time when the normal rhythm would allow this closer interaction of the microbes with the gut. So there's these variations on the diurnal scale, which have pretty profound influences on interactions of the microbiome with our organs, with our immune system. And there's also this fluctuation with the seasons. So studies have shown that, for example, with the Hadza natives or the original indigenous people in the Rift Valley in Africa, that the Hadzas have different eating patterns between the wet season and the dry season and the seasons that are in between those. And they determine the composition of the microbial organisms and their function. So the microbiome is not stable. It oscillates at different frequencies. Typically, for a system to be healthy, you have multiple oscillations, undisturbed oscillations of the system. You could almost say you can characterize the health of a system based on its oscillations, which we do not yet measure in clinical medicine, for example. We don't have simple ways to capture this. But we do believe that many of the disturbances that we see today in these chronic diseases are related to a breakdown of these normal oscillations. So the microbiome is not stable in a healthy situation, and the breakdown of this variation is one of the causes of disease.